The two little Terra Luna Classic birds are heating up, and there is a major catalyst on the horizon to dramatically increase the amount of Luna Classic being burned every single day. Maybe considering what is that? We will plunge into that in this video here today. Presently, when we take a gander at two in a class, there's a couple of key things that we want to be aware. Above all else here is the estimating of Terra Classic right now, since Terra Classic holding pretty consistent over around $501 million market cap. We're on the cusp of dropping to nothing. We have been battling on this limit here for a tad. At the point when you zoom out to a multi-day, you can see what I'm referring to. We keep getting you here, drawing near to contacting it, and afterward dropping down, though only very narrowly. So we get these nearby focuses, and afterward these various places where we wind up dropping down in cost in here. So the thing we're seeing Terra Classic is this pattern where we're battling to break out among this 1-3s in any case. I think the 200 Terra Classic burns expansion in will help this emphatically. Presently, what's going on with the 200 Terra Classic burns? At the point when we take a gander at the Terra Classic burns, you all could have caught wind of block entropy. That is the new blockchain that Ed Kim is assembling. The way that you can get to this the present moment, it's simulated intelligence driven. You can do computer-based intelligence created pictures, this multitude of various things. You need to get tokens to fabricate a utilization that help as a matter of fact. You need to feel free to burn Terra Classic with the update entropy, and I think you all see where this is going, and when I feel free to move myself, you see this large number of various notices. You can see such countless various notices are for entropy to attempt to feel free to get tokens a portion on this entropy test, and would be clear. These entropy tokens to my comprehension have no worth. This is absolutely to test the help. We take a gander at these different section exchanges. You can see a lot of preliminary Terra Classic being scorched by the on the off chance that you value recordings like this, which you all buy and down underneath and crush the like button for the YouTube calculation. For instance, here we have 28.5 million, here we have 7 million, 25 million, 35 million, 27 million, 21 million, missing enormous sums coming from LUNC. This is one of the biggest burners of Terra Classic. You can see that right above me here. Coming at number 5 for essentially 689 million all-out Terra Classic burned. Totally crazy that they fundamentally appeared suddenly and just exploded the absolute Terra Classic burns. You can see this burn history. They are an enormous lump of this burn history. As we continue to look down, you can see again critical sums. Then obviously the Binance burns coming in for fundamentally $1 billion apparent Terra Classic toward the beginning of this current month, and we hope to see another Binance burn coming toward the finish of this current month. However, it's vital to see in the past we essentially looked forward these Binance burns, and that is all there is to it. These Binance burns have fundamentally been like 80% of our Terra Classic burns. They eat enormous lump. In any case, presently we're seeing these different burns from others as well. You can see these arbitrary walls that are likewise doing the entropy exchanges to attempt to gain admittance. Yet, this DFLA Inc. is doing critical measures of burns. Here's 40 million class of burn, totally gigantic measures of channel class being singed by this person to attempt to help the Terra Classic burns, and this will truly assist us as we with proceeding, since we will have an ever-increasing number of individuals be burning their Terra Classic deliberately on the grounds that individuals need to gain admittance and test out this block entropy program. You simply can see that we have gone beyond 60 billion complete Terra Classic being singed, which is a gigantic achievement for the Terra Classic environment. It went past this graph, as a matter of fact. This graph tops at 60 billion and we're nearly at 61 billion at the present time. In reality, blew past this graph. What's fascinating is you guys can really see towards the end what I need to feature here. See this pace of increment, extremely sluggish increment, exceptionally sluggish increment, and afterward obviously you have the Binance burn that emphatically shoots it. In the middle of between the Binance burns, extremely sluggish increments again right above me, exceptionally sluggish increment. Yet, when you take a gander at towards this end, pretty much nothing. Here, we saw a sensational expansion in the pace of Terra Classic being scorched each and every day. The typical measure of channel class being each and every day has been soaring up, and that has been helped again by and large by this individual, the DF Nitwit individual, and these others who are marking timeless Terra Classic burns intentionally. That it's vital to take note of that we are experiencing some difficulty with the class network that could end up being useful to build the burns by and large from here on out. You all could see there's a present AL2 issue with trades not working among Luna, NC, and USC, so there is an issue with the trades. Also, clearly this DAP proprietor demonstrated that they won't overhaul their agreement to help equality. So when we hit equality, something's destitute on L2. That will undoubtedly occur. The L1 team can overhaul the center framework, and that depends on these others or organizations to update their product, to coordinate with that. Thus this is as of now an issue at the present time. Yet, As we go through equality, again some have referenced in past recordings, as we have more utilities come to our biological system, that will be increasingly more inside Terra Classic being scorched, which will simply offer increasingly more benefit to the channel class's environment and increment the amount we're burning, which will assist, as I would like to think, with assisting us with breaking out past this 10 level that we've been battling to break out through, for the 2 or 3 days. Clearly we used to have the cost way higher for Terra Classic, and I figure we can get the cost moving back up towards those highs that we used to see with it increment inside Terra Classic burn from this large number of various utilities coming to the channel class biological system. I feel that is basic to such an extent that we get these various utilities in our biological system, then we let them in on the amount we esteem burns. We truly need to see this Terra Classic burn number. Just applications, they skyrocket to more than 100,200,000,000 class of burn, ultimately hitting 1,000,000,000,002 class of burn. We need to ensure that this large number of various utilities realize that we need to burn terminal work of art. You guys can see a portion of these other large burners and EXE crazy people tokens, and afterward DF long lockdown incineration all hubs. So these large Terra Classic burners, suppose we get 100 of these that came in and burned. Guys, that is a major update. To keep awake to date. Gratitude for watching, guys. See you in the following one.